Fed Up Warrior here, discovered through my friend Anonymous X. You need to go check her out. I'm going to start putting her deal on at the end of my videos so you can look at her page. I stumbled across something here while looking through this blackvault.com. Now there's going to be some videos I'm going to start doing involving information that came out through blackvault.com. You ought to check this out. There is a tremendous treasure trove of different things that I've uncovered. Tonight, I'm going to bring to your attention the origins of what I like to call the Banker's Economy. You're probably wondering, wait a minute. Banker's Economy? What are you talking about? Why don't you look at this date right here? April 7, 2008. And there was some substantial transaction. There's some substantial transactions by banks borrowing money from the federal government. This second part right here, it says that J.P. Morgan Chase back April the 4th borrowed $26.5 billion. $26.5 billion? What the hell was going on to where they got to borrow that much damn money? But a lot of these loans were in excess of over $1 billion. The stock market crash that would happen in the summer of 2008 had not occurred yet. Is the mainstream media or anybody else going to tell you this? No. Bottom line is, there's some substantial transactions here that happened below the radar. Now, some of you going to go, well, Obama had a hand in this. Yeah, you're right, but he wasn't president yet. You have to remember, he was running for president around this time. This was on Bush's watch. That stock market collapse occurred in the summer during the last year of his administration. J.P. Morgan Chase, judging by the look of it, had about 2 or 3 of these transactions in this first page. There are 5 pages on this deal. U.S. Bank N.A., $1.4 billion. Why would they be needing all this damn money out the wazoo? It's like I've been telling you, ladies and gentlemen, they were preparing for the Banker's Economy. So you got banks like Bank of America and others that are benefiting from this loan spree that was going on before the crash. So what is the revelation here? Well, let's continue because there's more documents. Today there was only 3 loans. 3 loans put out. This looks like a German bank, and they got $1 billion. So not only were we helping domesticated banks, ladies and gentlemen, we were helping foreign banks. Other secondary banking institutions were getting help even after the first part of April. I mean, look at Sterling Savings Bank here, there on March the 27th. Their loan was approved on April the 28th in the sum of $125 million. Now here's another one. HSH Nord Bank out of New York. $2 billion loan. What the hell are they going to do with $2 billion? Can they not cover this? And this was on June the 25th. This was around the corner from the freaking crash. This is Society General New York institution right here. $1 billion. Their loan was approved on June the 30th. And again, like the rest of them, got in line to apply for the loan back on April the 1st. What the hell's going on here? Commerce Bank out of New York applied for the loan on April the 2nd. Got the loan on July 1st. $1 billion loan. And here's the last one right here. Another institution applied on April the 4th and got approved on July 3rd for how much? $2 billion. Any of this reached the public? No. They wanted to keep this quiet.
There is a little bit of a consternation down here about there being no bell. Our market reporters are standing by. Bob Pisani, have you ever seen anything like no bell?
Yeah, that's a little strange here. We're down 1.7% here, a loss of 37 points or so. Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%. We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%. The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
2-year note yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an eye.
I have never live looked at the Dow Jones Industrial Board and
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. On top of all that money, I just showed you that Congress secretly snuck under the radar without the American people looking Look at the news. U.S. House voting on $700 billion Wall Street bailout. Why?
And seen a 600-point loss.
Who knows where this is going to end up? I mean, this is volatility we haven't seen, of course, since way before you and I were born, even before our grandparents, 1929.
So almost everything there completely wiped out. And the NASDAQ, everything and more has been completely wiped out.
The Dow traders are standing there watching in amazement, and I don't blame them.
I'm going to show y'all something for just a second here. There was a crash of this magnitude, whatever the hell that is. How come the dollar went up? Yeah. That's a clue.
5 seconds, and to be honest with you, we wish it wouldn't.
Traders here working the phone say a lot of their customers are freaked out, waiting to see how low the Dow will go. They're focused on the Dow, not so focused on OPEC. Yes, OPEC did cut production by 1.5 million barrels per day.
Really, you're seeing just broad-based declines across all of the major technology sectors. Apple's under pressure. Yahoo down 8.5%. Cisco 6.5%.
All right, now I'm about to show you some things here. And maybe then you'll understand why I call this the introduction to a banker's economy. Now, the news outlets had to get on it right away to say, oh no, all the banks lost money. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. Okay. Oh, the stocks crashed. But you know what they don't tell you? How did the bank stocks perform? You'd like to know that, wouldn't you? You and me both. Start with them first because they're one of the first banking institutions that's going to get in line. Get in line. Get that money if something goes wrong. And I'll show you several others that got in line first. And it correlates with that chart I showed you from the blackvault.com. By the way, blackvault.com, I will put the link I will put the website in description. You guys really need to check it out. They reveal a ton of stuff. I wanted to go with banking first because I wanted to put out there how there is a banker's economy. This is one piece of evidence. They had a monstrous boom after the crash. Now they're taking a market cap of $344 billion and a current revenue of $131 billion. That's huge. What the hell are they going to do with that money? I'm glad you asked that question. Give me just a second. Now, why has JP Morgan got stock in Apple? Yeah, they do. They got stock in Apple. Oh, wait a minute. There's another name on here that's got stock in Apple. Goldman Sachs? What the hell are financial institutions doing with stock with companies? This is just one, ladies and gentlemen. And inadvertently, I was trying to show you about JP Morgan Chase and the new company, JP Morgan Morgan Stanley. So I just showed you 3 companies. But guess what? Why are they into stocks? Take a look at this. I'm going to give you another example. This is Uber. You know, the nice little shade tree rideshare company that likes to operate around the world and throw money at people. Say, hey, we want to operate here, but we don't want to abide by the regulations. But that's beside the point. I want you to take a look at their investors. Top institutional investors. Look at this. Goldman Sachs. Number three investor. They are a banking institution. Look down here. Morgan Stanley. Another banking institution. This is another example, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one. AT&T. Phone carrier, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. We have trust corporations, capital management. Bank of America. What the hell has Bank of America got owning stock in freaking AT&T, ladies and gentlemen? Have you not figured out what the hell is going on here? But I'm going to give you 2 more examples just so you know for sure that what I'm telling you is the truth. And by the way, two entries down, Norges Bank Investment Management. Why are banking institution and Bank of New York Mellon Corporation? They have 3 banks. Newport Trust Company. They have 4 banking institutions investing in their damn stock. Why? All right, this is the Johnson & Johnson Company. You know, the ones that sell Band-Aids, they sell gauze, they sell medical equipment. Check this mess out. Look at this. Northern Trust Corporation, Bank of America, Bank of New York, Norges Bank Investment. Why are these banking institutions owning all this damn stock? They have essentially pushed out the little man and have taken over and are now running these companies. Because if they go belly up, guess who takes them over? It ain't going to be you and I. It's going to be these damn banks. All right, now this is Fiat Chrysler, a car company, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you something. Deutsche Bank has stock in freaking Chrysler. Norges Bank, Bank of New York. Why are these banks running these companies? I mean, you can have a figurehead all day up there in the top office, sitting there kicking back with cigars, looking at profits. But I wouldn't be too happy with this one right now because their stocks are down. That's not the point. The point is, why are banks owning a lot of our businesses? It's simple. It wasn't just a stock market crash. It was a monetary hijacking. See, after all this went down, then you have Occupy Wall Street. At first you're thinking, okay, there's actually a legitimate where millions of people can gather together and bring this to the light. Just one big problem. They never brought it to the light. They were too focused on Wall Street itself. They weren't focused on the fact that the banks were the ones that were owning all the businesses as far as their stock. This is my biggest fault with this organization. That's why it was nothing short of a failure. They have themselves to blame. Then Donald Trump was elected into office. And right away he knew something was wrong. He knew this was no normal economy. This was a banker's economy. And initially, they thought they were too big to fail. Then Donald Trump came along. What you saw after 2017, you saw what he was trying to do. If he was going to take us out of this banker's economy, first he had to figure out how to get the stock market higher than normal. As soon as he got into office, it's almost as if overnight the Dow hit 20,000 for the first time ever. He had to get the Dow Jones Industrial Average around to 20,000.
Your mind have staying power?
I believe it does. I like the broadness of the move in the sense that the diverse participants, Boeing's a big help.
Then the Dow hits 21,000. Then it hits 22,000 for the first time. Then there was a major drop. And of course, they had to blame Trump. But guess what? The key to this drop, number one, obviously, they wanted Trump to fail. But number two, it was the Federal Reserve. They wanted to raise interest rates. They wanted to run amok with the banking system. Do you see the pattern? The banks owned by the Federal Reserve, they want to profit under Trump. They want to do what they were doing under Trump. But that's the first time they found out that's not going to happen. You try to crash the economy, these banks fail, they're going to fail. They're not getting a bailout. Now, one of the biggest losers so far this year out of the bunch is Madison Square Garden. Yeah, Madison Square Garden, you're thinking, wait a minute, that's a venue. What the hell are they doing New York Stock Exchange? That's a whole nother matter. Mason Capital Group, Citadel Advisors, Gabriel Funds, financial institutions, ladies and gentlemen, Banker's Economy, like I mentioned, Briggs and Stratton, you know, the tool makers, Morgan Stanley, Silvercrest Asset Management, Nuveen Asset Management, one who was part of their nice little deal, Goldman Sachs. Look at this, take a look. Northern Trust Investments, Credit Suisse Asset Management, SSGA Funds Management, Capital Research Management, Banker's Economy, ladies and gentlemen, but they taking hits. Look at these boys in the red. They taking hits, folks. All right, this last one is Kohl's. You know, the department store. You're going to be mad when I'm about to show you. J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of New York Mellon Corporation. Banks, ladies and gentlemen. Had Trump not gotten into power, this was their plan. They had the bailout in 2008. Had Hillary won, they would have had to bail in. What the hell's a bail-in? That means your freaking wealth would have been confiscated if it was in the bank. Do you understand now why I don't trust banks? Trump has got this handled, folks. We are in a banker's economy right now. That's why a lot of us are suffering. That's why property's still being seized. And the key of all this, the key to all this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Federal Reserve. A lot of these banks are owned by the Federal Reserve, the Rothschilds. This was their plan, to steal your wealth, to confiscate your wealth, to make you poor. No more. He's fighting them tooth and nail. He's taking control of the wheel of this organization. The globalists don't like it. That's not our problem. Our solution is we are going to get this to where, when it's all said and done, this institution will no longer run our currency. Invest in precious metals. That's the first thing you need to do. Second thing you need to do, save your money. Because he's going to make this to where they're going to suffer. And the more they suffer, the more that benefits us. Don't be scared. When there's losses, stock market losses, that usually means deep state companies are taking the hit. Just keep that in mind. And by the way, I want to bring up one more thing. Mainstream media has a bad habit of hinting at a recession. Don't be fooled. See through this rhetoric. They want him to fail. This is their last option because more information's coming out. Believe it or not, technically, this fact that they're calling for a recession is another distraction. See through it, folks. Folks, I understand this is an exceptionally long video, so please share it if you can. Put in a comment. Give some thumbs up. Help this video get out there. Thank you.